Hey, I'm back. I hope so at least. I don't want to take up too much of this video with this part, so I'll make another video explaining why I've been gone for like who knows how long. But now it's finally Yiff review time again. This one is called Diapered Escalation, and it's by Thyroid, spelled like this, on Twitter. Comic is currently 8 pages long, 9 if you count the cover page, but it's still work in progress, so there might be another page or 2 or 3 out by the time this video hits the dumpsters. The setup is like this dude ordered some diapers, they finally arrived, and he is a very excited boy. But Yiff texts that she's coming over with some of her shit, she's about to move in apparently, and he sets a timer on his phone so he can enjoy his new diapers in secret before the ladies coming over. And I think we can all smell the coffee, right? I don't think anyone is expecting this dude to be able to pack up and wrap up in time. It's kind of a predictable what's gonna happen next. But honestly, I couldn't care less, because this is exactly what I would have wanted from a comic like this, and I'm not so much here for a story as much as I'm here for the fluff and the porn. So when the comic kind of blatantly states the whole scenario, it doesn't really feel like a spoiler as much as it feels like the comic just making sure I know what I'm in for. And I think the comic pulls off this scenario or plot or whatever you want to call it really well. The interactions feels natural, the dialogue doesn't come off as forced or like it's there just for the sake of the viewer. I mean, the dialogue is there for the sake of the viewer. It's there to tell us a story, but you don't want it to feel like it's there for us. You want it to feel like it's natural and that it's stuff that people might actually say or do in a situation like this. I mean, maybe the confrontation part is a little bit porny, but it's nothing so bad that it bothers me much. Considering the scenario, I think you pulled this off about as well as you could. It was actually a really smart idea to have her recognize the diaper brand as an adult baby one, so that you could use that as like her confirmation that it's a fetish thing and not a medical thing. Also, I think you paced the whole thing really well. So far the pace feels really brisk, but not at all rushed. There's a good flow, it feels like every single page, almost every single panel does something significant to move us forward in the action. All while at the same time you're managing to show us plenty of sweet panels of cute goat boy being cute. I especially like the last panel on page 1 with like the slouching in the big armchair and him casually pissing in the beer cans. That just that was a fucking vibe. But anyway, it's not that common that I see peeps being like this good at making comics so efficient. Usually there's a few panels or pages, at least, which could pretty much just be caught without any loss. But not really here. Every frame is utilized so well, so good job with that one. I wasn't super fond of the diaper design of the guts, to be fully honest, but this could just be personal taste. First of all, there's an M and a 1 on the diaper. That really distracted me. After going back to the packaging, I think I found out that the M is short for Max, but I still have no idea what the 1 is supposed to mean. The colors on the diaper, I felt the pale orange and blue. They didn't quite do it for me. They didn't feel very babyish or cutesy. They honestly reminded me more of like colors you'd see in like a bar chart on some boring office presentation. I think these colors are actually pastel, but they just don't feel pastel. If you wanted to keep the same design, I would probably have used pale cyan, aka baby blue, instead of the pale indigo you used, and then replace the pale orange with a bright yellow or pastel pink. But I think the design was also kind of meh. Again, I still have no clue what the 1 is supposed to mean, and why is the strength, I'm assuming that's what Max is, why is that on the diaper? It's on the package, like, isn't that enough? And even if it had to be on the diaper, does it really have to be like front and center on the diaper? Because I think that kind of breaks the otherwise flowery design. I also thought the little flowers down on the tamed side of the diaper, that didn't really work out when we're almost always so far away that we can't really see that they're actually supposed to be flowers. They just kind of look like a jumbled set of dots. I do get why you'd want to keep the diaper design simple though, because you're gonna draw this in like every other panel. So if Goat Boy's adult baby drip gets a little too complex, it's gonna make every page take that much longer to draw. I did like the back of the diaper though, which is almost kind of a shame because we practically never get to see that. But yeah, I think the design could have been a little bit cuter. Maybe it's just a matter of taste. Smart move to make a flower design though, because goats consume flowers. Always cute when people make, incorporate the species like that. You make little references to the furry species. And a last few little nitpicky notes I've got. The diaper in the cover goes all the way up to the dude's chest for some reason. The marking on the package is different from the marking on the actual back of the diaper. The girl is wearing socks right after she walks in, and there is no shoes back here, so does that mean she just walked over here wearing just socks? It would have been nice knowing whether the time was AM or PM. I thought it was PM since it was dark outside at 9 and Goat Boy went to get some sleep. But then when he wakes up at 11, it's pale purple. And then a minute or two's worth of conversation after, it's crystal blue. Meanwhile, it's black and gray out the front door, so like... yeah. And one thing I'd recommend to pretty much anyone doing a comic, add page numbers and add a link to your Ink Bunny or Twitter or for Affinity or wherever you post. In your case, Twitbird. These images get downloaded and shared around on Discord and Reddit and image boards and a bunch of fucking places. So it's pretty smart to be one step ahead of this and add a link to your whatever down here, along with what page it is and maybe the title of the comic up in the top. That way it's easier for people to track down where the comic is from and where the story we had and so on. And if you make a template, it's pretty much gonna take you 5 extra seconds per page to just like update the number down here, and that's pretty much it. Alright, that's it. Tell me what you thought about the comic and or my take on the comic. Utilize the comment section. I love you all. Age of Vegetables.